Good morning. Oh, I want to be able to hear myself. It's about 20 degrees out. I'm in my unheated workshop, which is kind of a drag in some ways. I don't mind it, but working without my gloves, and so I can only work like a half an hour at a time, barehanded, until I have to go and warm up. I really enjoy the alchemy of bows. This is that fire-hardened hickory Gullwing that I'm working on currently. I needed to start the day out on an easy project, and what I'm doing right now, just fine-tuning the edges, because before I turned on that camera, I rounded the back, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it was, rounding it back after I put the curves in, because I was able to clamp it to my shaving horse, you know, roughly, but good enough to round it. It's got to be a stiff little bow, man. And being hickory, I don't necessarily have to back it, because what do you back bows with? Sinew, rawhide, and hickory. But I do want to protect this bend in the handle, so yeah, I'm going to sinew back it, and plus I would sinew the world if I had the opportunity. I love this. Now I'm thinking here, you know what, I had offered this as a ready to sinew back bow, but frankly I want to sinew. I do have to order another 50 or so tendons from Mike the Man Yancey at Pine Holler Longbows, because I'm currently out of sinew. Well, I do have some tendons, but I can't, over the course of sinew backing bows and ordering tendons, what I have is ones that I wouldn't really use because they're on the shorter side. You know what happens. Occasionally you get like a short tendon, and it just doesn't work out. Before I commence with talking about anything non-useful, I'm going to say that I had a viewer question. You know, John, can I make a 70-pound bow out of red oak? And the answer is, of course you can. You know, you could make a 70-pound bow out of willow, but it would be very, very big. It would have to be very long, it'd have to be very wide, be kind of ungainly. Willow is taking it to the extreme. Red oak wouldn't be that much of an extreme, but let's talk about red oak. There are a lot of different kinds of red oak. There is southern red oak, there's northern red oak, and within the red oak group there are bur oak and pin oak, and I think black oaks are in the red oak group, although you wouldn't normally buy these other species when you go to Home Depot or Menards or anything. Point being, aside from a variability in species within the red oak group, I need to sound very professorial, there's also an incredible density difference between Quercus rubra, which is a specific species of red oak. It can go, these are extremes, between say 34, 35 pounds per cubic foot and like 54 pounds. That's not double, but that's quite extreme. And obviously, heavier bows would favor the heavier density. You can go to Home Depot, of course. Yeah, I'll bring this home so there's a point. And you can field boards, and you can tell, you know, after a while, especially if you've made a lot of board bows out of red oak, this is a dense board. This is a not very much of a dense board. And so if you had to make a longbow out of red oak, considering that you don't want to have it like this 70-pound at 31 inches red oak board bow, you don't unback, you don't want to run through the woods with a bow that's like 9 feet long. It's not 9, I'm exaggerating here. You know, I don't know, choose a different piece of wood. You could get a dense, super dense piece of red oak, you could back it, and you could have it within, and fire harden the belly, and you could have it within the realm of a non-excessively big longbow. But you know, again, 70 pounds, I would not choose red oak for a 70-pound bow. Within parameters of red oak, you can make fine bows, you could make 55-pound red oak longbow, and if you're good and you had the right wood, you wouldn't have to back it. But if you are limited to going to a big box store to buy wood for your bows, at Home Depot they usually have hard maple and red oak. Make it out of hard maple and back it. Even with rawhide, you should be able to get a 70-pound longbow properly constructed. I don't want you to like get a bow tip through your head. You just run out your first time bow. I want to make a 70-pound longbow, and then it winds up exploding because maybe not enough experience. But at Home Depot, they usually carry red oak and hard maple. Get hard maple. 70-pound longbow, you have access to Menards, hickory. Fire harden it if you want. But yeah, 70-pound longbow, my first choice would not be red oak. If you had white oak, no question about it. You could, and I've done this. Here is my Renaissance bow. This is a pattern I use. It's not excessively long. It's pretty narrow. I made 2 bows, exactly alike, same thickness, same width, everything. These 2 bows were like brothers from a different mother. One mother was red oak, one was white oak. And the white oak unbacked Renaissance bow to that pattern pulled 70 pounds at 31 inches of draw, didn't break, didn't get excessive string follow. The red oak bow to that exact same design was under 50 pounds. And it gives you some idea of the stiffness, density of white oak compared to red oak. But yeah, that's about it. Another thing. Okay, you've seen people cooking turkeys. There's oil, there's this pot, and then there's a propane tank and the heat source underneath it. It's what I use outside to steam bend wood, right? Great in the summertime, big deal. But when it's 10 or 15 or 20, even 25 degrees, I'm losing so much heat out of the side of that pot because it's not insulated. So I'm looking at my pot and I'm thinking, how can I insulate that to make it more efficient and I'm not going through as much propane, you know, in the wintertime when it's cold, steam bending. Fiberglass insulation wrapped around it somehow, covered with a heavy foil, maybe securing that heavy foil with furnace duct tape or something like that. What are your thoughts on that? I think that would work. Anyway, I'm going to continue on with this, and I'm going to start a couple commission bows. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit. Yeah, I missed that part. Shadows. I've got this light from that window here, and perfect shadows for doing it. Yeah, this is cool. One thing I noticed when I was fire hardening this, and I used my chimenea, you know, it's that heavy metal dome kind of a thing with the door for the fire in the bottom, and then a chimenea. Really stoke the flames, and then I can lay this thing over the top. And as with the grill, I put foil around the edge because I don't want to get like grease or soot on the thing when I lay it on there. It made a sound. Before, I had the indication, I'll see the wood and then the wood will start smoking, and then I know I move it because I did it. It started kind of squealing a little bit, and I've never seen or heard that before when it's fire hardening, and then the smoke would come, and then got the nice blackness on there. But yeah, it really kind of shows how hickory can absorb moisture a little more than other woods. But yeah, this is so cool. That is all. Thank you for watching. Hope I answered a couple questions.